Welcome to 2019. Yes, I know it's after Easter. I must apologise for my belated return to publishing new content. Circumstances have changed, and what with new jobs and moving around, I've not been working on the podcast. Last year, I've much enjoyed launching Going Fission, and I've learnt something new in each interview. Thank you to you, the listeners, for tuning in. The podcast has generated a modest following, and the feedback I've received has been positive or at the very least constructive. Again, thank you to the friends and family of Keith Alder for assisting me in gaining permission to record Keith's memoir. Personally, I believe it to be an important piece of Australian history. And of course, thanks to all of my last year's guests. I generally like to speak for myself, but I'm sure most of my listeners won't mind if I state we all appreciate that without you sharing some of your time and experience, there would be no podcast. Now, a comment on how I'm planning to go forward. Last year, when I started, I committed myself to a weekly schedule which I was able to maintain, mostly. Well, what with other commitments, I doubt I'll be able to maintain that rate, so I'm not going to commit to a fixed schedule at this time, but will be maintaining the quality of each release. As much as I'd like to rake in all those evil nuclear shill dollars, they're not as existent as the anti-nuclear crowd states they are. Fortunately, I now have a new interview recorded, and like last year, the first interview is with a representative from Bright New World. Previously, when I record, I've aimed for about an hour. This interview gave me a bit more to work with, so I'm going to release it in 2 parts. And lastly, a few things specifically for the Australian listeners, and this is also covered in the interview. The Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act, containing Clause 140A, is up for formal review this year. This is a full review of the whole Act and will require the government to pass the changes. If you are keen to see this legislation abolished, now is the time to get in touch with your local representatives and explain why 140A must be repealed. Indeed, we have a way to help you with this. A small group of us have put together an online petition with One Click Politics. It is an online political advocacy platform that makes it very easy for interested individuals to contact their minister on specific issues. We have set up a page for the repeal of 140A with a form letter that you can edit if you desire that will be forwarded to your state and federal energy and environment ministers, highlighting the need for repeal of this law. It's super easy and you can share your support on social media. All that is required is to go to http://bit.ly/r140a and provide your name and details. The link will be in the description. A big thanks to Eric Meyer for spearheading this initiative. And with that, please enjoy Going Fission in 2019.